Hello folks. Today I wanted to make a video kind of describing one of the concerns with AI use, which is offloading critical thinking, and then some of the ways I've um, worked on combating that um, through skills. So right here, I have a task that I gave the AI model. Uh, I have a blog going on, blog.mydevan.com, and you have a lot of posts here, right? But they are in alphabetical order, and I want them not in alphabetical order, but based on the date I posted. So I said I want that, right? So it gave a thinking check. So basically, this is a score of how much I've offloaded myself to AI. Um, so rather than directly answering the question, it'll ask me a couple more questions, right? So where are you seeing alphabetical ordering? Do you mean the newest first? What do you mean, basically? And then uh, I give some more information saying I have a blog post and content. I want to show the newest first. And then it will go ahead and do it, right? Um, so at the very end, it's going to say run/experience to update your skills tracker. What that means is um, at the very end, I will run a skill which will update what I'm good at, what I'm bad at, and kind of exactly what I can do to improve my skills. So I've offloaded this coding task to the AI model, which is fine in this case. But can I learn a little bit from this, right? So like if I look at this code, it looks a bit like it looks bad. But how? And how do I get better as a programmer and read these better? So that's the questions I'm interested in. Now I'll show one more example. So I use a plugin called Superpowers, which has a something called brainstorming. So if I go to the top of this chat, so like I'm doing what's called load testing in my code base. So what that does is it allows me to bombard my API with a bunch of requests and then see what happens, basically. So I want the AI to do this. So if we go to the very bottom here, with the Superpowers plugin, it kind of brainstorms with you, and then it will give you a couple approaches. Now the problem here is you have approach A, approach B, and approach C. I don't really understand how these things work because I've never done them myself, right? So then I have another command or skill called process. So what this will do is it will quiz me on these things. It will use the Socratic method in order to like tell me what each of these approaches mean by asking me questions. And then based on those questions I'll answer them, and then it will like help me understand what option is the best by learning about them. So this is another example of like how you can use AI to actually learn. And at the end, I can use the experience command, which updates a document of what I'm good at and what I'm bad at. And I can use the process command on that experience document so that I can be quizzed to make sure. So like the idea of this is rather than passively reading from a textbook or from something else, AI has this possibility now of like being kind of like your tutor, where it lectures you about certain concepts. And you'll see here it says, all right, we have 18 concepts remaining. These are the first few questions. Please answer them all. So I don't really know how it works, right? But I'm going to try my best to answer these questions, and then it will say you're wrong here, here, and here. And by doing so, I will understand exactly what I don't know and where I can improve, and what textbooks and what chapters I can read to close that gap. So I think this has been working well for me. It's a fun and interesting way to learn while reducing the cognitive offload on AI. So, like, if we search AI reducing critical thinking, there's many papers and studies right now discussing this, that over reliance on AI technology will reduce cognitive load, and that will reduce our ability to learn, which will increase our reliance on AI more. And as these models get better, um, they can handle more, which means more people are at risk of this. So I thought, if this is helpful, I have a GitHub repository showing my actual .claude, which I'll put in the description, with all of these skills that I have set up. And so, thank you, everyone.